Okay, welcome to today's video where we're going to take a look at solder stencils and using them real quick and why you would probably want to use one in your projects at home if you're using SMT components. And all what you really need is the stencil itself, which you can get made by your board house. Like I have my sponsor JLCPCB, generally make them for my projects. You're also going to need a scraper tool to spread the solder paste and some solder paste. Generally just take the needle off and squeeze it on there. Well, let's switch over to the other bench and actually start applying some solder paste to some boards. Okay, so one thing, I do put spoil board down. It's mostly just to keep the leaded solder off of the bench itself. I also always wear gloves when working with this solder paste because those solder balls are really small. Well, mostly you don't want to get them under your nails so that way you don't ingest them later on. Skin contact's not necessarily the danger here. Okay, so that next step is just to line up all of your pads, which although the camera makes it look like it's not perfectly lined up, really coming straight down on it, it is. So then we're going to put a little bit of fresh solder paste down. And since I'm going to do a number of these, I'm fine with having kind of a bit extra on here. And take your scraper tool or spudger or spreader, whatever you're using, and spread that solder paste in. This stuff is a little bit dried out. It's about expired on me. That's why I'm actually doing 10 boards today, as I'm trying to use up as much of this solder paste as I can. Then lift straight up, so that way you don't accidentally spread it everywhere. One more time, it's as simple as putting a little bit of tape to keep it from moving around on your spoil board on you. Line it up, and I have plenty left on here from the last one, so we'll just go ahead and spread that and straight up. And then once you're done dispensing your solder paste, just put the stencil back in the box it came in to store it, and it's ready for next time. You may want to clean it off a little bit with some rubbing alcohol. So check the link in the description if you want to get a board done from them or get your stencil made. And again, I'd recommend if you're doing high volume, actually make your stencil for a full panel. If you're just doing 1 or 2 boards at a time like I'm doing, then it kind of makes sense to just have it as the single on the board. That way you don't have to actually assemble a whole panel, or you don't have to dispense on a full panel just to do that. But yeah, just trying to give a quick tip on how to use these things. I don't see them a lot in people's home projects, even though SMT components are getting way more common in home projects. It's inexpensive. It's like 20 bucks to get one made, and 100% worth the time saving and effort saving.